Hello? Oh no, I don't comprende. I don't understand what you say. You don't talking my language.
Damn, my phone going crazy. I got what it needs to go crazy. I'm the man.
Hey, it's your girl Candice J, and we are here with Haron Hargrave H2O, and I want to give a big shout out to Urban Fashion Sense, Amani, for bringing us together.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Amani for
Yeah.
bringing us out here. You know what I mean? She came out to the event. You know, and now we're here.
So you have a lot of things going on with yourself. So I'm going to start out by saying the Ballin for Peace event was amazing.
Yeah, thank you. That was a blessing. Everybody came out, even on a rainy day. It was election day, and everyone still came out to the polls and came out to Ballin for Peace. So like that was a blessing.
And that's what it is. So I know that you had Queens Week, like Ballin for Peace kind of was an extension of what you did for Queens Week.
Yeah, like kind of sort of. It was Queens Week was something I started over 10 years ago. I had free clinics for the kids ages 5 to 18, from 12 to 9. No, I'm sorry, from 9 to 12, from in the morning to the afternoon, and then we had the basketball games and stuff like that for the kids, and it was really dope. And then we had the actual playing of a tournament, you know, and I did that. It started out as Queen's Day and went on to a whole week of festivities, had clowns, face painting, and things of that nature, and it was really dope, really dope.
And that really was close for you or hit home for you because you were advocating for gun violence because something had happened to one of your friends?
Yeah, back then. So I was advocating even back then. So it's not like this just came out of the blue. And one of my best friends got killed, Mark Arrington, my backcourt mate in high school. And when I came back from college, I wanted to do something positive, and that's where Queens Week started. You know, and there was just a lot of negative stuff going on in Queens at the time. Jam Master Jay, Stack Bundles, everybody was getting all shot up and killed. And it's like, wow, like, you know, I'm from here, like, I want to do something positive. And it's not too many 20-year-olds, you know, doing stuff like that, you know, at the time, you know, to do something. I was in the market of playing basketball. I was in college, like I said, Division I college, and it's not too many people who would, you know, channel their focus on peace in the community that they're not even around. Because I went to school in California at the time, so like, you know, I wasn't even home. But when I come home, I wanted to do something positive. So that's how that started. Yeah.
And did that happen during the time when you were playing internationally or prior?
That happened before. So even before I went and played overseas, I started Queens Week. So I went out there, you know, when I was overseas, things have happened too. You know, other people have passed away and stuff like that. So it's like every time I go away, I'm coming back home and friends are gone, family members are gone. It's like, man, you know, and those things kind of stick with you. And in my head, like, I sometimes I was away, so when I come back, I still think of them as I'm away.
How they were,
yeah, like I'm away, so it doesn't really hit home. Like even with my mom, I still haven't went and visited her grave. Like, you know, my mom passed away, not through gun violence or anything like that. That's how I cope with different things. I just kind of try to block it out and try to
work. You just kind of like jump into work
and just, you know, with Mark, I just went into his first ever. He has a Marquee Day. His family does something. And I just went. They had it every year since he passed away, and I just went last year. So for the first time, and it's just like my bro is gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like that really hit home for me too. So other than trying to, you know, I try to deal with it more, you know, and be around his family, and those people are still here. You know what I mean? Those are people I've seen every single day. You know.
But even though you haven't been doing that, you have created something amazing in his memory, kind of. You know, because of that event, you know, you started your organization. So tell us a little bit more about the organization and the clinics that you have for kids. Do you still continue to have them every summer?
Well, I do Queens Week. I haven't done Queens Week. I haven't done it the last 2 years. It's been a lot going on, and that is very tough to do that too, and everything else that I'm doing. So I definitely still do, you know, the Ballin for Peace events. I brought it to Queens, so I make people actually have to come to Queens too. So people we do it all the time. Being from Queens, we go to the city to party. We go to Brooklyn. We go to the Bronx. We're always going out of our borough. So like, that was one of the things where people, oh, Queens, oh man, like I don't know what it is.
Like Queens
I
is mad far.
Yeah, like it's mad far. Because you know what it is it's like a lot of two-fare zones. So people got to take a bus and a train or something like that to get. So a lot of people in Queens, we drive. I drive. So it's like for me, it's like okay, cool. I just get up and go. But a lot of people take the train. So you know, I make people come to Queens.
Well, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
So tell us about H2O Music.
H2O Music. That's something I started up H2O Music. Pretty much from all of the traffic that I was getting from Ballin for Peace. So like at Ballin for Peace, I would have halftime performances, and one of the first performances I ever had for Ballin for Peace, I had my boy Greg G from San Antonio, Texas, sing the national anthem at the first ever Ballin for Peace in 2012, and he got like a standing ovation, and everybody, like, it was pretty dope. I had my boy Grafh perform at halftime, and at the time he, you know, people remember Grafh from, you know, MySpace Jump Off and I Bring the Goons Out, those songs and stuff like that. So they didn't, you know, I was just like trying, the people who I knew, I was like, okay,
let me
perform,
get them together.
Perform, and it worked. So everybody was like, oh, okay, I remember that, and you know, from that it kind of it went to a point where I went from just doing it at Ballin for Peace to, hey, I think I could start throwing some concerts and stuff. And from that, I made like Grafh the headliner, got some opening acts, and then it blew up, you know. And I had Cortez, Jacquet, Loaded Lux, all these people, Fred the Godson, and Math Hoffa, they all come out, and now they're working with me, you know, and I'm working with them and trying to help them and better their career.
Advance their career, right?
I did the first ever battle rap concert at SOB. Like, Cortez and Math Hoffa headlined at that, and you don't really see battle rappers do their music. So I packed out SOBs with 2 battle rappers headlining the event, and it was crazy. That was in July this past summer, and I think differently. So a lot of people think that you know, they can't do things, and they kind of put doubt on themselves. So like, you know, I think that I can do anything. I really feel that way, and I really feel anything is possible. So, and I just do it, and it just keeps on reminding me that literally, if I put my mind to it, I can do it. So
Grafh is one of your artists, right?
Yeah,
I guess you work with him.
You could say he's one of my artists. I don't really, you know.
You wouldn't say that you're his manager. Yeah,
like people, oh, you manage him. I really see it more of a friend thing. I was looking out for him because he had this is how it all came about. I played in a charity basketball game because a lot of people know me from hooping, from playing ball. So he had me come and play in D Block had a charity basketball game out in Yonkers, and Grafh had a Team Bang. And I put some of the guys together. He asked me to play, and I put a couple of hoopers together. And from that, we played in that. We did good. We won that, and then I started putting Team Bang into different tournaments, different leagues, Hoops in the Sun League, this league, West 4th Street League, and really doing my part on trying to keep the name out there. You know, like I know how Dipset, they had teams in Rucker and all that other stuff. So I kind of took that concept and put it Team Bang. You know what I mean? And, you know, and putting the sports with music, and I linked those two. And then the success with Ballin for Peace, it was like, okay, you know, me and Grafh, we have conversations, and it's like, yo, you know, I think you need to start doing concerts. And then it came from, I think you need to start doing, to me, you know what, I'm going to do them for you. And I started doing the concert, and that's where H2O Music started. H2O Music, that's where that came in.
Y'all need to go get that.
Get that.
Dad hat.
Yeah, we just started that. We got the dad hats. We're going to have t-shirts, hoodies, everything. You know what I mean? So that's how that started. Literally from a conversation of, hey, I think we need to do something, and putting, you know, and seeing how it goes. I spoke to a lot of people, and they're like, nah, it's not gonna work from the formulas that they knew. But I take the same formula.
You know, there's a lot to cut you. There are a lot of crabs in a barrel.
Yeah. So,
you know, if you sit and go by what other people say, you would never get anywhere. So you just continue to do what it is that you're doing.
That's a fact.
So now you have, you know, you work with Grafh.
Mm-hmm.
He's on Love and Hip Hop.
Mm-hmm.
How did you end up getting him on Love and Hip Hop?
Well, he kind of worked that angle. He had an offer to do it a couple years back, and we spoke about it, and I thought he should have been did it. You know, he's not that. He's a real artist. He's like a real MC. He's really like really good. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just saying that because he's my boy, but he really can spit. Like, and I feel like he needed that light to just. Love and Hip Hop has over 5 million views and stuff like that. So I feel like he needed that light to you know, that mainstream stuff, just to. Not for the shenanigans and all that, but just for the real aspect.
You know how Love and Hip Hop is set up.
Yeah, I know.
You know, and maybe earlier in his career when he would have took it, it probably wouldn't have put him in the best light. But now that, you know, y'all are together, you work with him and stuff like that, and different, everything is about timing.
That's a fact.
You know, so now could just be his time, you know, and if he's portrayed in the right light, then it could just propel, you know, his future. Because a lot of people go on that show and they goes,
so and
they just kind of stay there. You know what I mean? But it seems like, I think when characters, because I'll call them characters, I think when characters come on the show, and they're kind of like in and out, and they highlight their music, and they're not caught up in the drama. It definitely helps.
Yeah, I help artists like Omarion, I help Cardi B, help, you know. Those
exactly. Ones that have the plan and they go in, like, this is what it's about.
That's a fact.
You know, so you do a lot of great things in the community. You know, how was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was pretty good. Actually, I spent it with family. Also, right before Thanksgiving, I gave out over 50 pair of my own sneakers to people who needed them. Not even just like homeless people, like, but just people in need. So I kind of went. I was going to the Brooklyn men's shelter to give them sneakers and stuff. And before I even was able to get in there, there was a few guys who needed them, who kindly went through the bags and stuff like that.
And took what they needed.
And took what they needed, and I was all for that.
And you know what? And that's a good spot because right there on Atlantic and Bedford, there are a lot of people that are in need.
And I just feel like some people you have to force to do that, and I actually put it out there this time. Like, I do a lot of the things like that. I had a coat drive last year. Had over 200 coats donated and stuff. But I don't kind of capture it. So this one I kind of capture it just to show people what I'm doing sometimes. I don't really like to do that and be like, hey, look, I'm giving out sneakers. I think that's whack.
And it's something you could do all year. You know what I mean? I think people just leave the holidays to the giving, but it's something that you could do all year round.
And that's what I did it before the holidays. You know, everybody was gonna post something on Thanksgiving Day. I posted it before Thanksgiving, and because I did it before Thanksgiving. But I just wanted the people to know what is actually going on and how I actually do, and a lot of people don't get to see that side of me. They get to see the events and, Ballin' for Peace, it was lit, and I'm not here for that. Even with the bowling event with Ballin' for Peace, the message was to raise some funds for Puerto Rico and to get the drop off information for clothes donation. And I got my clothes together and I donated to Reject Worldwide. That's who we're working with. And I'm gonna give you that address for people to still donate. Yeah, because it's still going on. Right? It's not over. So,
and that's what we talk about on my show all the time. Just because it's not on the news.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's
over. People are still displaced.
As of last week, still over 65% of Puerto Rico had no lights. Had no power. So but the Ballin' for Peace event was a dope event. It was beautiful. Everybody came out. You were there as well, so some of the people that you interviewed. You was one of the first people on the red carpet and everything, interviewing people. We had Tricky Graham from New Jersey. We had
shout out to
Nia Lee. Who else was out there?
Fred the
Godson. Jacquay came and took over. He was on the mic. And just Tara from Love and Hip Hop. Shout out to her. A Shiggy, Trav Q, Mr. Commodore, all those comedians came out. Man, so it was current people who out here working. You know what I mean? And those are the people that I cared about. You know what I mean? Cared about coming. They hit me up to come out, and that was pretty dope. Lil Mama couldn't make it. She texted me and she called me and told me she was coming, and then she texted me and told me that she couldn't make it last minute. So but shout out to her for always being a part of my Ballin for Peace events and really supporting. It's been pretty good.
So what do you live by? Because you seem to be very humble. You're doing a lot in the community. You're out here. You're doing events. You're working with musicians. What do you live by?
I live by hard work. You know what I mean? I feel like if you put in the work, you can get whatever you want. And that's something that my mom instilled in me. And a lot of kids, people don't really understand, but a lot of kids, they take from their parents, good or bad. So those are a lot of the good things I took from my mom. She was a teacher, had 2 master's degrees, worked in she was a Black history teacher. She taught Black history, and social studies. A lot of people don't teach that anymore. You know what I mean? So I was talking to my boy about that earlier. My mom used to make me watch Roots, make me watch Lean on Me. So I had to watch those things growing up, and it's now people are actually getting to see, who I really am, not just a basketball player. You know what I mean? So I've always been about community. I've always been about that, and so I really believe in hard work and helping others too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. If you can't help others, what are you here for? If you can't pass on the message and lead people by example, what are we really here for?
That's true.
So.
And I think, when you grew up, not a millennial, then you were brought up on certain kind of shows and, looking in the encyclopedia when you gotta do a project and you know what I'm saying?
They go right to their phone.
Yeah,
It's no interaction. Even going outside is what? You want me to actually play? I don't have to wait. I know how to do this, but you want me to actually do it? It's crazy. What do you mean play basketball? So it's kind of crazy how
people don't know how to socialize anymore.
That's easy though. Even now, we're on our phones all day. Even the older generation, they use their phone, they use the internet. It's so different. To have a conversation with somebody, it's you have to book it like an interview now. We're booking an interview to have a conversation.
You're free at 3 o'clock. Let's link.
People want to meet. You gotta. Sometimes you want to have meetings, and now you can FaceTime. Yeah, let's FaceTime. Why meet? So why meet in person?
That's true.
It happens, and it's kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Well, you do a lot of things. So you're director of marketing.
Yes, I am.
For a sneaker line?
For a sneaker company. It's Peak. It's one of the largest sneaker companies in the world. It's pretty much how I explain it to people. It's like the Nike, but in China.
Okay.
And I was a brand ambassador for them first. I started wearing their gear. They used to give me a lot of free gear and stuff while I was playing. But me being a businessman that I am, I thought I'm not gonna play ball my whole life. So let me see how I can really still work with them and keep that, keep getting gear, but also get money too. You know what I'm saying? So I changed that to being a director of marketing for them, and that came about. So I started, and what I did, how I felt the word was going to get out more was I started an affordable uniform packet. So where we give home and away uniforms, top and bottom, solar powered book bag that charge you your phone, laptops, whatever.
Okay.
Also, we give them a pair of sneakers and a shooting shirt, all that for $190 per player.
Oh, wow.
There's sneakers that cost $250 just for sneakers. So we give you top of the line sneakers, uniforms, gear, everything for $190 per person. We had a couple of schools do it, High School of Construction, Springfield High School, Martin de Flores. I don't want to leave them all out, but we have a lot of different schools really capturing that I partnered up who bought into the packet, and now they actually, they're wearing the gear, and that's the only way. That's the way that I thought to take over, because Nike kind of has a vice grip on certain stuff. So excuse me, my thought process was to get with the kids. We do the AAU, we do all that, tournaments, everything.
Nice.
And so that was my way of getting in and really like getting this brand that we have Tony Parker, JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard, Lou Williams, Matthew Dellavedova. They're all signed to Peak. You know, so my job is to get that word out there in the public in the United States, because they have a Peak China, but this is Peak USA.
Awesome. So going back to you planning ahead, like knowing that you weren't gonna play ball forever. How was the transition from playing, you know, professionally, internationally, to not playing? How was that for you?
In the beginning stage, was very tough. Very tough. Imagine playing basketball your whole life, like literally playing your whole life, from elementary school playing on a basketball team, junior high school playing on a team, and your life is, even in school, books and basketball, or basketball, books, whatever way you put it, but in college, and then playing professionally. So, you know, your program. So even in college, people don't understand like how hard it is. 5 a.m. workouts, then you go to school from 8 to 2. From after that, then you have practice. After practice, you have study hall. After study hall, like your day is over. Like your day is already, it's like your program to doing just that, you know. So then when you come into like you're not playing anymore, or you're overseas and you're waiting. Yeah, you're waiting on a deal, right? You're waiting on a deal. You're working out and you're trying to train just to get to play, you know, and you're waiting for somebody else to tell you when you could play. Now, it's really stressful. So like I'm like, I got a degree, I graduated. Why am I just gonna sit around and just play basketball and just wait or train? I was training like 2 and 3 times a day, like, you know what I mean, waiting on it seriously, like, because you had to be ready, you had to be a pro. You know, and even when I play in tournaments, I had to keep the name H2O, so people had to see me. People on the court, they don't want to see no washed up player, nothing like that. Like when AI came back, he was washed. Like, you know what I mean? He wasn't the same AI that people wanted to see.
Yeah.
So, and what happened with that, he eventually like just was out of the league. Like, you know what I'm saying? Disappeared, or playing here and there. And it's like every time I step on the court, even now, like, I want to perform. I want to do what I do. So that's why I still work out. That's why I still train. That's why I'm, you know, when I'm playing these celebrity games, they like, or these charity games and stuff, they like, man, like, they're really good. Like, yeah, I really play basketball. Like, so, you know, but it was a hard transition to play all your life and then not play.
So what's some advice that you would give to like an up and coming player, you know?
My advice to them is to, well, basketball actually transitioned me to everything I did. Like, so I met a lot of people playing basketball. Like, you know, it's like a fraternity. Like, people have fraternities that they're in and they pledge and different things. So I pledged to basketball. But it actually helped me communicate with people. It helped me stay active.
So we definitely touched on a lot.
Definitely did.
Let everybody know what you have up and coming.
Well, the next big thing I have coming up is the Peak I Can Play Classic. So it's going back to when I used to play in high school. I remember playing in like the Kangaroo Classic that Boys and Girls High School did. I remember playing in the Martin Luther King Classic. So with Peak, again, branding Peak, making sure people are familiar with the name and stuff. This gives us the opportunity to actually get more schools as well that see the uniforms and the sneakers and things of that nature as well. But I'm bringing back the essence of having tournaments for these high schools. So we have August Martin versus my old high school, Campus Magnet. We have Thomas Edison versus Epic South. That's a new high school that's in the PSAL. We have Urban Dub, Brooklyn squad, playing against Martin DePlores from Queens. That's the charter school game. And then for the main event, we have Springfield High School versus Holy Cross High School. So it's gonna be a really dope
you don't
event.
have my school in there.
I mean, everybody.
You gotta rep.
You know what?
You gotta have Bayside in there. So
I reached out to Bayside. I reached out to them. They said they had their schedule done already. So you know, and a lot of these high schools, they kind of had their schedules done already. Like I wanted Cardozo to be in it as well. because that was one of my rival schools that I used to play against, and Coach Ron DeClario is still there, but he told me that he already had a schedule together. So we work with the 8 teams that we have, and it's gonna be epic. You know, I have over 25 high school, college coaches coming out to the event. Also, it's gonna be sponsored by Big Apple Sports. Coach Tippy, he's the one who actually helped me get into Division I basketball, and so he'll be out there. Base scouting is gonna be there too. So.
And what date is this?
That's going to be December 2nd, Saturday. First game is going to be at 11 o'clock. Last game is going to be at 5 o'clock. You know, I actually have my brother. He's a referee. He's going to be refereeing some of the games too. So keep it in the family. You know what I mean?
That's what it's
Live
about.
DJ Don DeMarco is going to be DJing and stuff as well. So we'll be doing, like, you know, I'm bringing not just for the adults, man. The kids need some fun too.
They
you
do.
know? So,
they do.
You know, that's what I'm all about.
See, I love this because it's for the culture. Definitely. You know, supporting and maintaining the quality for the youth, because the social media, the exposure, all of that, it's a lot. It's a lot.
Definitely is. And also, I do this weekly, and I don't really push it as much as I should have, but I still coach. I train the kids as well. So I have my H2O basketball AAU team that I do. We're in the Adidas tournament. We're also in a I don't know if I should say Adidas.
No,
I'm
go
pushing
ahead.
Pete, but shout out to you guys too. No, but we're in the Adidas tournament. Also in I Got You, Brooklyn Nets sponsored tournament right now. A lot of them are going or playing in high school as well. So I did like a preseason for them to play and get ready to play under the whistle and get ready for high school as freshmen. You know, so I spend my Saturdays and Sundays doing that before, and I don't really publicize it, but I need to start doing that a little bit more. My trainings are on Sunday out in Freeport. I teamed up with Game 7 to do those as well. A lot of this past year, I kind of teamed up with a couple of people because I had so much going on for me to just do it by myself. And I know when I do it by myself, I'm literally all in by myself. So it's like no one really helps when you're doing it by yourself.
He said it here first. He's looking for help. So all of you guys that actually could play ball, you know, come out,
train, help out, assistant
volunteer.
coach,
Even if you don't play ball, you could probably still volunteer.
That's a fact.
And help out. Let everybody know where they could find your H2O music, stuff for Ballin for Peace, everything.
So you can find me at H2O 5 on Instagram. That's the letter O, not 0. H2O Basketball, that's my AAU team and my training and clinics for the kids. Peak USA Sports on Instagram for Peak. H2O Music _ for all the concerts that we have coming up. We have a bar series that we do. It's a cypher series that we do. Also, we're going to have our next concert on the top of the year. We're also entered into artist development. So, and we're putting out an album too.
Okay.
Yeah, H2O Music album. So we're going to get tracks from some of the artists that we deal with, the best tracks, and we're gonna put it out, man, and push it. You know, I had a lot of artists. They tell me that, you know, there's no Puffies around no more. There's no Russell Simmons no more. So they're like, yo, H, you
got to be the
you got to be that guy. Like, and I'm like, what? Like, you know, so all right, I guess I have been. You know, and so that I'm gonna do it.
And that's a good lane. You know what I mean? That's a good lane.
One last one. So, Ballin for Peace. I gotta forget about that. Ballin for Peace, BALLIN, the number 4 and the word peace. Everybody can follow that page and hit us up on the on email at H2O Basketball. Again, that's the letter O, not 0. A lot of people put 0 and they're like, I sent you an email. I'm like, I didn't get it. I said, did you put the O or the 0? And they're like, oh yeah, sorry. So follow us on Ballin for Peace 3. At gmail.com for emails as well, and yeah, I think that's it, man. I think you got it all, man.
I must say, y'all heard it here first. Urban Fashion Sense, your girl Candice J, Haron, aka H2O. We lit.
That's how we out.
Thank you. That was good.
Feds running with that breadcrumbs, I'm dead running with them feds coming. I throw that money in the edit, bitches pick it up and don't let it leave it breadcrumbs. I be smoking till I feel my chest numb. I don't know if I can feel my left lung, but get back, motherfucker, get back. I'm the bad man. I be in your mama crib strap. Buju bantan, boom boom bye, rat in the club, fresh up off the block, smelling like.